We're live.
We're live, ready to go. Aaron, Barbara, Darren, Sarah, and Mark.
Okay, we need Jack.
Everybody in the waiting room is an applicant.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting for Jack and Sarah and Kat.
There's a Sarah Lipton. Could it be?
Aaron Haggerton, I think that's Katerina, the new member. Hey, we almost didn't let you in because the name. Katrina. Us.
Yeah,
She's the new planning board member?
Yeah, you have to unmute.
Okay.
oh, yes, this is
You're
our
muted.
member, folks. Katerina Maxinova. Say hi. Nobody's saying hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, welcome.
Happy to be here.
Yes. You're all supposed to be nice to her, at least for 3 or 4 meetings, okay?
I didn't get that.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna be listening tonight.
Okay.
You could vote though. You could vote.
Okay.
So we just need, we'll need Jack because he's got the first item, so let's give him another minute.
Someone here called iPhone. I don't know who that is.
Got me.
iPhone. iPhone.
And I don't know if I spelled Katerina's name correctly.
Kata. It's Kata.
Almost.
TA.
Like that?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not going to try your last name. You can rename yourself right in the meeting if you want. Open up the participants list, the participants control on the bottom.
Sending you a message.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can rename yourself. Find yourself in the participants list and then rename.
See it. Thanks.
Did you hear from Jack at all today, Arlene?
No, he knows he's today.
Yeah, it's very unusual that he's late.
You think he's on this iPhone that's sitting here in the waiting room?
We could try. Worst come to worst, it's a Zoom bomber.
Go ahead and let him in and find out. All right, I'm letting the iPhone in. I want to see who this is. Yep.
Jack! Oh my God, Jack!
There he is.
Why is it says iPhone? You better name yourself because we almost didn't let you in.
We got Jack.
Yep.
Is that Jack? Is that Jack? It looks like him. It doesn't look like him.
Well, it was him.
There you go.
I know I was in the waiting room for quite a while because it's my daughter's computer and I think I signed in as my daughter.
No
So
wonder why. Yeah.
Okay, we do have Jack in also.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah,
here.
he may be muted, but Jack, can you hear us?
He's probably having a technical problem.
Yeah, his audio didn't connect.
Okay.
Do we need Jack for a quorum?
No, but he's got the first item on the agenda, so.
Ah,
But
he's not on audio, so he can't hear us.
he can't hear us at all?
No, his audio didn't connect.
I'll send him a text.
Send him a text. What happened to Katerina? We lost Katerina.
She probably just got up. She'll be back.
No, she disconnected from the meeting. She's not in it anymore.
Starting off with a
She just
bang
got
here,
up.
folks. Okay, Arlene, did you send him a text?
Yes, I did. Let me call him.
Okay, well, I'll start the meeting and hopefully he will be on by that time. Like to call the Town of Clinton Planning Board virtual meeting to order at 7:37 on March 16th, 2021. Due to COVID-19 pandemic and
Hey,
pursuant
where are you?
pursuant to Executive Order number 202.1 issued on March 12, 2020, suspending the open meetings law and emergency state and federal bans on large meetings or gatherings. The Town of Clinton Planning Board scheduled for March 16, 2021 will be held electronically via Zoom instead of a public meeting open for the public to attend in person. Members of the public may view the board meeting as it is live streamed on YouTube. www.townofclinton.com/government/planning-board/videos- A transcript of the meeting will be posted on the town website at a later date. Okay. Did we get Jack in?
He's in
Trying.
just as badly as before. He does not have audio connected.
Oh, okay.
Wait, here comes someone else from their family. This is Jack trying with an iPad.
Yeah, that's
See if
Miriam's iPad.
that didn't do video or audio.
She said she's having a trouble getting on. He said she's having trouble getting on.
Okay, why don't we then move to the to Sarah's the Lipton area variance, okay? And then we'll wait for Jack.
So let Sarah Lipton in.
Yes. Okay with you, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Okay.
You're muted, Sarah. You can unmute yourself.
I'm not muted.
No. Sarah Lipton,
Oh, sorry.
the applicant.
Oh, the other Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Do you need my husband to come downstairs? He's doing bedtime right now.
Nope, you're good. You're good right now.
Thank you.
Sarah, this is, you're in here for a variance, an area variance. It's the first of two steps. The first one is being in front of the planning board. And we will review your application. And then we will make a recommendation of yay, nay, or neutral to the Zoning Board of Appeals. And they make the final decision on the variance, okay?
Right.
So if you could explain to us what you're here for, and then we'll go from there.
We are trying to put a pool into our property. We bought this home 4.5 years ago, thankfully. We have some structure. It was previously a farm. So there's a barn on our property. There's a shed that holds lawn equipment and tables and chairs when it's cold like this. And then there's a workshop that we plan to turn into a pool house with our pool. There was questions on the setback, I believe, but we filed some paperwork that we should have 50 or 60 feet. This is an old survey of our property. Some of these buildings have been since taken down before we purchased this property, since we knew that there were concerns about the number of structures. When we took ownership, there's only 3 left, plus the main house. So I am here today for hopefully an approval to allow my pool to be built. God willing.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Can everybody see in the screen?
Yes,
Yes.
okay, the other Sarah.
Yes. So it's unfortunate that they submitted this particular map because it shows a bunch of buildings as an agricultural property. They had all sorts of little sheds to house various creatures over the years. The prior owners did. So if you look at in the map, if you look at the very top one, the closest to the property line, that shed is gone. Yep, that one is not there. This elongated shed, just sort of, yes, we'll call it south, even though I don't know which way it is, but that one is there. It is pretty small. That one, it's sort of long, and that's what I believe, Sarah Lipton, that is your equipment shed, correct?
It is. It holds a lawnmower, and in the winter months, it holds lounge chairs, bicycles, and summer things that we use.
Yep.
Okay,
And
Oh,
so,
sorry, excuse me. 26
Are-
by 8. Sarah, you said that's 26 by 8, right?
Arlene, can you hear me?
Yes, we could hear you now.
hey,
Yes.
Jack.
Can you resend me the message about, signing in?
Okay,
'Cause
I will resend you. Yep.
Because I'm having trouble here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sorry.
And so now now if we go to the left and drop down to that little cluster of buildings, that little tiny one is gone, the one to the left of it is gone. All that remains is the one that is sort of the same horizontal direction as the property itself. There's just that little structure, which Sarah Lipton refers to as her barn. It is a very small structure. It does have a small loft to it, but that is what she's calling the barn. And then to go even a little further south of that, that structure is gone as well. So all that you're dealing with is that elongated shed where she keeps the equipment, what Sarah Lipton refers to as the barn, which is that tiny rectangular structure that go to the left, Arlene, with your cursor. A little to the right. I'm trying to get you on this cluster of buildings here. Up, 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 just not quite that far, just on this cluster in the middle, down there. That larger rectangle that's the same direction, that's, nope, yes, that's down there. That's all that's left of that, all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little things, all that's left is that little one in the middle. And then if you drop down below that, that little structure is gone as well. So, it appears, and the property card reflects that there are a couple of these are still in existence, but they're not. And they were removed, according to Sarah Lipton, they were removed prior to her purchase of the building as part of the purchase of the building, of the property rather. So this larger sort of upside down L-shaped building, up a little bit, that's the pool there. That's what's going to be the pool house, which will be part of this pool structure. And so based on where the pool is, there's 60 feet from the sideline down to the property. We don't need in my opinion, a variance for setback of the side yard. So I think that that sort of negates that. Why don't we all speak on that first and see if we're in agreement that, yes, this property is in a hamlet, and that there is no, that it does meet the side lot setback, side yard setback. Anybody else have a comment on that?
And how many total, buildings are there, not counting the house?
There are 3 structures. The small equipment shed, this tiny little rectangular building that she refers to as the barn, and what's going to be the future pool house, which is the upside down L next to the pool there, the larger of the 3 structures.
Okay.
Can I say something? I'm sorry. Sarah said something, Lipton said there is a small barn less than 80 feet. There's a workshop 20 by 22. There's a shed 17 by 10 and a farm equipment of 26 by 8.
Hold on, let me go grab my paperwork if you just give me 1 second.
I was there today. I can tell you there are only 3 I walked the property. It's a narrow lot. I walked it from the house all the way back into where these trees are. There are only 3 structures there.
Including the small one, the less than 80 feet?
Once again, I outlined for you the 3 structures that are there.
I'm going by what the owner said.
No, that,
Barn is 12 by 17. The small barn is 12 by 7. The animal shelter is 12 by 17. The shed is 26 by 8. And the pool house is 20 by 22. I have all my paperwork now. Arlene, when I spoke to you earlier, I didn't have everything in front of me.
So
you
those
have
are,
3
yeah,
structures.
those are the 3 structures, yeah.
Okay.
so Sarah and I have, there've been like 47 emails this afternoon. On this. I maybe underestimating a little bit. And I think what seems to have happened is there was a sort of preliminary drawing submitted to the zoning administrator, and he kind of had, he wasn't sure what the setback was, or what the distance between the pool and the property line was. So he issued his letter, which basically says, I'm not really sure what the distance is. And we kind of went back to him today and said, it's 60 feet. So do they still need a side yard variance? And he agreed they do not.
Okay.
So that just on one of the 2 variances, he said, because the rule in the hamlet is it's a total of 50 feet for both side yards, because it contemplates much smaller lots than this one. So they have 60 feet on one side, so they have to be in compliance. So he said they don't need the side yard variance, and then just complete.
Then we can speak, yeah, to the second issue.
And then the second issue got even more complicated, because there's a pool. One of the 3 buildings is going to be used as a pool house. We have that ruling from 2015 from Bob Fennell saying a pool and a pool house is one structure, for counting purposes.
And Arlene did send that email to everyone later this evening. Okay, good. Everyone's nodding in consent. Okay.
And I think John Fenton, hadn't seen it or hadn't focused on it. So he agreed. He agreed that in this case, we should go with the prior precedent. He's not sure that he agrees with the prior precedent, but that, we've been going with that for the last 6 years. So he said we should, he's okay with considering the pool and the pool house as one structure, which still leaves you with 3 structures. So they're in compliance. So Sarah, we were going to throw it open to the board as to how to document this or deal with this. I mean, I don't know, Arlene, whether it's still going to the ZBA. I think it's up to John, I guess.
I already took it off because I don't have.
Okay.
With the timeline.
So
Told
it's
me
up to
to.
Art and the board, like how you want it, because John has said, really just an email is not an official letter, but he said that he feels that this can go forward without variances after 47 or so emails.
It was
So,
Wanted
quite an afternoon of fun.
okay, so in other words, we have a situation here where we don't need the first variance, which is the 50 feet. And we only have 3 structures. So we don't need that variance.
Correct.
So,
That is my understanding, based on all of this afternoon's correspondence between Paul and John.
my thought is, why does the applicant need to go through all of this and go to the ZBA? I throw it open to the board to see what you all think, but it seems like they comply.
I agree. After visiting the property, don't know why that's happening.
Everyone is what happened.
That may be me. That may be me. I just tried to switch. I'm gonna go out.
Okay.
Or not. All right.
Like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
I'm s- that my
Okay.
computer is all.
Okay, I think that's resolved. So after visiting the property and speaking at length with the applicant, seeing the distance of, where this pool is going in and with the applicant stating that the neighbors who are the only ones affected by this pool at all, and the fact that we don't need the side yard variance, the fact that this pool house is going to be part of the pool structure, and therefore making it only one structure. I was baffled. I was very confused by this when I started reviewing it on Sunday, and then I begged for some help from Paul, and then we started, because I didn't know what the variance was we were looking for. So I think that you're correct, Art, that I don't understand that why these people would need to go forward, and that in fact they are in compliance.
Okay.
Here.
I think there's an email from the ZEO saying that the application is not going to require any variances.
Okay. Well, then they don't need to be here with us much longer, and they don't need to go to the CBA. But I would like the applicants to get a letter from the ZEO, an actual hard copy of a letter, so that everything is all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed type of thing, so that there's no questions in the future.
Well, Art, what's going to happen is just like the usual procedure. So the ZEO who denies the building permit will just have to approve the building permit for a pool.
Okay.
So
So,
just so I'm clear, we don't have to do anything else. You guys are gonna send us a note to approve the permit then, hopefully?
well,
Yeah,
no,
yes.
we don't approve the permit. We would just give a recommendation. But according to everything we've seen and the letter that we have, the email that we have from our ZEO, that you don't need any variances. So I think your next step is to get that in a hard copy and then get your building permit. And it's been nice seeing you.
Say this with kindness. I hope to never see you guys on one of these. again. I look forward to seeing you in town and around, but I hope this is not how we have to cross paths ever again.
Okay.
Another pool party.
Thank you so much. And Arlene, I'll follow up with you tomorrow.
Yes, I'll
briefly.
talk to you tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You
Thank
take
you.
care now.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
Sarah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, thank you.
Art, can you, Art, the first one is questioning why he was skipped. So just explain.
I can't understand you, Arlene. I'm sorry. It's very difficult.
The first application sent me an email why he was skipped. So if you could just explain.
Explain, because our one of our members.
Each guy.
That was my fault. I'm having some kind
That's
of
okay,
computer
Jack.
problems here.
Don't worry about it. It's no problem. Okay. Things happen. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Zachariah area variance.
Yeah.
Can we get that, those folks in? Okay, is Zachariah in? Do we have them in the meeting?
Darren, you're muted.
Oh, it's Darren, okay.
Me again. There we go.
Oh, it's you again, Darren.
I wasn't questioning, Arlene, why I was skipped. I was just wondering what happened.
No, we had some technical difficulty,
Got it.
and we had to move to the second position. Okay, so if you can explain to us you know the drill. This is the first two steps.
Again. There we go. Yeah,
It's you again, Darren.
it's me again. Hey, hang on one second. I think I wasn't questioning, Arlene, why I was skipped. I was just wondering. I might still be on the YouTube. Let me escape this a second.
Yeah,
Yeah, got it.
And we had to move to the second position.
Got it.
got it.
Okay? All right.
All right, there we go.
Okay,
Sorry. I had the
Darren,
YouTube on.
You know the drill. This is the first of two steps. We will review the application and then make a recommendation to the zoning board of appeals, either yay, nay, or neutral. So if you can let us know what you're here for, and then we'll move on from that.
Certainly. So I'm here tonight on behalf of the Zachariah property, which is at 1556 Hollow Road. And we're located in the AR5 zone. The parcel is actually 11.2 acres, so a little more than twice the acreage required in the zone. But we have one issue, but it actually comes up in a couple of different ways, and that is we don't meet the front yard setback requirement of 100 feet. So if you recall from a prior meeting, what we're proposing to do is reconstruct an existing barn and connect it to an existing residence. The house is 1800s, the barn is 1900s. And we are proposing to connect the two buildings together via a 180 square foot addition. Now, we run into a problem because both the house, the barn, and the addition, all three of these things are located entirely within the 100-foot setback. If you look at the barn, as shown there on the plan, it is 43.5 feet from the property line. The house is 19.6 feet from the property line, and the proposed addition at its closest point is, and that's there in red, as Arlene's pointing to, is 35.5 feet from the front yard. So we have a front yard setback issue, and just a front yard setback issue. Arlene asked the question how we were on side yard, and we're actually fine there. We're at 161 feet. So there's no other setback issues, just both existing structures and our proposed addition are too close to the front yard. So we're seeking some variance relief so that we can move forward with the reconstruction of the barn, the construction of the mudroom there in red, and the connection of those two things to the house.
Okay, Jack?
Yeah, I think the variance is straightforward. I mean, it doesn't really change the mass of the buildings or the appearance from the street, although the application sometimes refers to the addition as 180 square feet and sometimes 171 square feet. So Dan, can you tell us which is it, just so we can be precise?
Let me double check that number. I think it's inside dimension versus outside, so I'll have to confirm for square footage.
Okay.
Would it be safe to just assume the larger for purposes of this?
It's fine, because I don't think 9 square feet changes anything. The question I've got, I guess, is a process question. It's on the agenda as a variance. I think in prior cases, we've taken the position that dismantling and reconstructing a building still requires a demolition permit, but I'm not sure of that. And there is a demolition permit application in the file. Do we want to deal with that now
We
or
already did it.
have that in a separate meeting or whatever?
We already did. We already approved the demo.
We did. Okay.
Yes, they don't want to demo it without getting a variance to make sure that they're going to get the variance.
As long as we've approved the demo, then I don't really have any problem with the fact that we've got two 19th century buildings, predating the zoning code within the 100 feet. This was the practice in those days to get as close to the road as you could. And the addition is, not a significant amount. So I think this one's very, very easy.
Anybody else have any words of wisdom on this from the board? Okay, Jack?
Yep. Whereas applicants Jeff and Frederic Zachariah seek an area variance pursuant to section 250-98D of the zoning code to rebuild an existing barn and construct an addition joining the house and barn, all of which would be within the 100-foot minimum front yard setback at their property at 1556 Hollow Road in an AR5 zone in the town of Clinton, long number. The proposed addition would be 180 square feet and would serve as a mudroom connecting the existing house and barn. Applicants propose to dismantle the existing barn and have obtained a demolition permit for that and rebuild it on a proper foundation, in quotes, in the same location. Both existing buildings are within the 100-foot setback and were constructed many years before the zoning code was enacted. The existing house is the closer to Hollow Road. The proposed addition would be farther from the road than the front of the house. The addition is relatively small and would not significantly affect the mass of the existing structures of the view from Hollow Road. Other nearby homes on Hollow Road are also within the 100-foot front setback and predate the zoning code. Accordingly, we believe that the proposed project will not create an undesirable change in the character of the neighborhood. The benefit cannot be achieved without an area variance. The addition of the mudroom may not be substantial, but the project as a whole is substantial. It will not have an adverse effect on the physical and environmental conditions of the neighborhood. The existing difficulty is self-created as to the addition. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the planning board makes a positive recommendation to the zoning board of appeals for an area variance from the 100-foot minimum front setback with regard to the house, barn, and proposed mudroom connector on the above referenced property.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Jack, aye.
Aye.
All right.
Sarah, aye.
Very aye.
Okay, opposed? So moved. Okay, Darren, you're all set.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it.
Okay, and if you just want to come and hang out again, yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna miss you
welcome.
guys in 2 weeks. I think I'm done for a while.
Okay,
All right.
take care now.
Thanks.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Lack and Winokur, am I pronouncing that correctly? Winokur lot line adjustment and sediment control plan.
Should I let Mark in?
Yep.
Yep.
Mark and Seth.
Mark's here. Do we have him?
Yeah,
Yes,
and here's Seth, his other surveyor.
good evening, everyone.
Oh, hi, Mark. How are you?
Good, how was everyone tonight?
Good, good. Okay, you have a lot line adjustment, and then we have to talk about a erosion plan. So
Correct.
let's do the lot line adjustment and let us know what you're doing.
So Arlene, can you
Yes,
bring up?
yes, hold on, I'm getting it. You could talk for now. Give them about what happened in the previous meeting, if you want.
Right, so, I mean, we've had multiple meetings for this particular project. I mean, it started out with the parcel located furthest to the east a while ago to just gain definition of where the front yard of the parcel is. And then transformed into a application for lot line alteration with a parcel to the west of that. And I can go through, when Arlene brings the drawings up, I'll go through everything. You know, so both parcels now are owned by Jeremy Lack and Rachel Winokur. And the parcel that I was referring to, a most easterly parcel, here we go. Thank you, Arlene. Is the subject, that was when I mentioned earlier, you know, we had some discussion about where the front yard of that parcel was. That was our first encounter for this particular project between the applicant and the planning board, with the decision that the front yard was Route 9G, which is to the west. And so both Jeremy Lack and Rachel Winokur started out for a proposal to construct a single-family residence on a tax grid parcel. Last 6 digits are 662090. That's the furthest parcel to the east. And that parcel was subject to a previous lot line alteration in front of this board. It was previously comprised of 5 parcels. And so those 5 parcels were consolidated into a single parcel. And then actual access to that parcel is Coyote Ridge Road, which is a private road. And there is I believe, a 20-foot right-of-way that goes from New York State Route 9G to this parcel, and actually further to the east of this parcel. So that provides access to this property. And so originally Rachel and Jeremy were looking to, you know, just construct their residence on that piece. Then what they also decided that they wanted to do was, you know, construction of an accessory structure, a secondary structure that had it was a structure that had a dwelling unit, and also it would be a pool house at the same time. And so taking a look at the zoning code for the town of Clinton, there were certain limitations with regard to allowable floor area for an accessory structure as a dwelling unit. So the decision was made to purchase the piece to the west. So the last 6 of that are 625110. That was previously, well, it was not previously, it was lot number 3 of file map number 8185. That was the subdivision that created those series of flag lots, ultimately located on New York State Route 9G. So, and so in order to, Rachel and Jeremy, in order to construct that second structure, the decision is to put it on its own parcel. And so that's going to be ultimately located on that, on former lot number 3, 8185 or 8165, sorry. And so in order to meet the code requirements for the town of Clinton and also considerations for individual water supply and sewage disposal, and we'll get into those drawings afterwards because we're starting with the lot line alteration, but that's what drove the lot line alteration. The multiple things that I just mentioned. One, location of a structure on its own piece, location of individual water supply and sewage disposal on its own parcel, and location of driveway access for both parcels. So when we get into the site plan aspect of this application, because it's both for a lot line alteration and steep slope, you'll be able to see some of the rationale in the proposal of the lot line alteration. And just to finish with lot line alteration, on that first plan, in the upper right-hand corner, I provided a summary of the existing parcel areas and the pieces that are going to be swapped between the two parcels, and there's also those areas are also highlighted on the plan itself. So just to finish this part up, I'll start near the northern portion of it, and there's and that note says that states that 0.800 acres of tax grid number 626 626 090 are going to become part and parcel with, and I'm just doing the last six digits, 625110. So that piece on the east, that 0.8 of an acre is now going to become part and parcel with the piece on the west. And then if you look down on the page near Coyote Ridge Road, 0.252 acres of tax grid number, last 6 digits, 625110, are to become part and parcel with 662090. So that swap goes the other way back to that parcel on the east, and that's 0.252 acres. And in summary, both parcels are still conforming to the 5-acre requirement for the zoning district. The parcel to the east started out with 5.557 acres, and it ends up with 5.009 acres, so it's still 5 acres of land. And the parcel to the west started with 10.656 acres, and it ends up with 11.204 acres. So that's the lot line alteration aspect of the project. Once again, both parcels have access from Coyote Ridge Road. The difference being lot number 3 actually has frontage on Coyote Ridge Road, and then the parcel to the east, that's the 662090, is actually a landlocked piece of property. It has no frontage on a town, county, or state highway. And we're not creating that. It's always existed like that. Remember, once again, it existed previously as 5 individual parcels, but then was consolidated in an application to the town planning board. Does the board have any questions so far?
Paul?
Yeah, so this was knocking around for a while, and it went to the zoning administrator. The issue, you may recall from last time, was really the access, which we originally was going through the main, what I'll call the main lot, with the lot with the main residence on it, and to the secondary lot with the pool on it. through an easement, and we were concerned that it was, basically the only access was through an easement, which our code does not encourage. And so this revision has, I think, fixed that. And the zoning administrator has looked at it and looked at the history of the subdivision as a whole and has signed off basically on this arrangement with the condition. And the reason he did is that the main lot, while it technically the main lot is accessed through an easement on the pool house lot, but in the event of a problem, the main lot would have its own access through something called Woods Drive. It's Woods Road.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was,
right.
yeah, go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. I'll finish.
No, you were going to explain it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Woods Road, it's just a Woods Road. That was not actually a name. That was just based on, it was an existing drive for access to the property. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think the zoning and the zoning administrator kind of viewed that as part of the original subdivision, and so and even though it hasn't been improved it's a relic. Basically he said that would afford access to the main parcel if the easement broke down or the owner of the main parcel didn't want to have a common drive anymore. So there's an alternative access route, which is, I think, what we were looking for. So both lots would have their own access in the event that the common driveway situation didn't work anymore. So that's kind of what we're looking for. And the only condition he put on it is this all has to comply with the section on common driveways, which I think there are two things mainly. It has to be inspected by the highway superintendent, and it has to have a common driveway maintenance agreement on file. So even though these are both owned by the same person or people, we would put that in there because you don't know that, it's ultimately they may not be owned by the same people. So you would want to have that on file. So Mark, does that sound right to you? I mean, is that your understanding?
Yes, that's my understanding, Paul.
Okay. So I tried to see if there's any issues. It's like kind of, a little bit complicated, but I didn't see any problems with the lot line. And if the board, unless somebody another board member has issues or questions, I didn't see any problems with going forward with the lot line.
Okay, Paul, would you want to handle a lot line and then do the resolution on that and then move on to the next matter?
Yeah, I'll read the proposed lot line resolution, which is pretty short. Whereas the Town of Clinton Planning Board has received an application for lot line adjustment from Jeremy Lack and Rachel Winokur for the purpose of one, combining a plus or minus 0.8 acre portion of tax parcel 662090 with tax parcel 625110, creating a new parcel size of 11.204 acres, what I will call Lot A, and two, combining a 0.252 acre portion of parcel number 625110 with parcel number 662090, creating a new parcel size of 5.009 acres, Lot B, both parcels being located on Coyote Ridge Road, a private road in the Town of Clinton, as shown on the lot line alteration plat map dated February 25, 2021, prepared by Mark R. Graminsky, the map. And whereas Lot A is identified as tax parcel number 625110 and Lot B as tax parcel number 662090, located at 157 Coyote Ridge Road, and both are located in the AR5 zoning district. And whereas Lot A and Lot B will be served by a common driveway, and a common driveway maintenance agreement will be required pursuant to section 206-17I of the subdivision regulations. And whereas the parcels are located in or within 500 feet of an agricultural district containing working farms, and an agricultural data statement has been submitted. And whereas the applicants have not been granted a special permit, site plan approval, variance, or other permit that would be void as a result of this action. And whereas the planning board has determined that a lot line adjustment is a type 2 action under seeker and no further seeker review is required. And let me stop and ask Mark, did you ask for any waivers? I don't remember.
No, we did not.
Okay. I didn't think so. Okay. And whereas after review of the application and the map, the planning board has determined the proposed action is in compliance with the requirements of the town zoning law and the town master plan. And whereas there are no known zoning violations on the parcels, therefore be it resolved that the planning board hereby grants the applicant's application for lot line adjustment, providing the following conditions are met. 1, payment of all applicable fees. Of course. 2, submission of a final lot line adjustment plat, including a Mylar certified by a surveyor or engineer licensed in the state of New York that meets the requirements set forth in section 206.54 of the subdivision regulations, as well as a proposed form of common driveway easement and maintenance agreement. 3, inclusion on the final lot line adjustment plat of a statement that a common driveway has been approved for proposed lots A and B, and a common driveway easement and maintenance agreement has been filed as set forth in section 206.17I. 4, approval by the town attorney of the language and form of the common driveway easement and maintenance agreement for proposed lots 1 and 2. And 5, approval by the town highway superintendent of the location and configuration of the proposed common driveway. End of resolution.
Just one thing, Paul, you referred to it as lots 1 and 2 instead of A and B.
Sorry. I can change that.
And then what I'll, yeah, and so what I'll also do is, and not to interrupt, but I want to put, and so what I'll provide for the board also is, I'll provide that A and B designation on the plan. And I will also, I have room on that plan to also show, I'll do a detail of a common drive and common drive easement, you know, at a legible scale. I'll be able to put that on the plan as long as the board is amenable to that. It'll just provide clarification and backed up.
Well, why don't we, so you want to get a second and then we'll,
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get do we have a second?
Second,
Okay, discussion.
what, just, I'm sorry to cut off the discussion. Mark, you want A and B or you want 1 and 2? I'm sorry, I got that.
Well, you started your conversation with A and B.
Did I switch it to 1 and 2? Oh, I did, didn't I?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's really lame. I apologize.
No, it's
I think it's
not.
A and B and then it, oh, you know what it was? Yeah, it's just the last paragraph.
Yeah, it is.
Just the last paragraph. I must have been,
Yeah.
must have been thinking of something else. Yeah.
Okay, discussion, any more discussion on this? Okay, all in favor? Art, aye?
Jack, aye.
Sarah, aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? So moved.
Art, do we need a conservation easement drawn from the town attorney? This is a legal thing. Normally it's the town attorney. Normally the lawyers drew up that the easement, the language of the driveway easement or something.
Yeah, they have to submit a proposed one and the town attorney has to approve it.
Just want to make sure we have escrow for the town attorney.
Oh, okay. Well, we're
Just
gonna
let us
set,
know, Arlene.
what's that?
Just let us know about escrow for the attorney.
I was gonna set up an escrow when they do the other thing.
Well, Paul, I think we'll need one for the town attorney and one for the engineer.
Okay, so
We
why
have
don't I
one
put,
for the town engineer.
I think they're
Didn't we already do that?
should be two separate escrows. They don't have to be large, but they,
okay, so I'm gonna put into the resolution for the lot line, payment of an escrow for legal fees in the amount of, what do we want?
500 should do it. I would think.
500. Okay, so that's item 6 in the,
So that should be a separate, I think it should be separate, Paul.
okay.
Yeah,
Amen.
make a separate resolution, or, yeah. And then we'll vote on it.
Oh, you want it separate from the lot
Yeah,
line?
I think so.
So, so you want, I'll just make a motion then, Art, is that?
Motion, yeah.
So I motion to establish an escrow for legal fees in connection with the review of the common driveway easement and maintenance agreement and any related reviews in the amount of $500 in the matter of the Lackwiniger lot line application.
Right. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor? Art, aye.
Aye.
Jack, aye.
Very aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? So moved. Okay,
We didn't have a motion for, we had a discussion, but there's no roll call for the original motion before the escrow.
Oh, there was.
No, we didn't, we have the second, we have the discussion, and
I
then
think we did.
we didn't vote. And then,
I think we did vote.
We
We
did
did
both.
both.
We did both.
all right, I guess we did. Okay, moving on.
okay. The next item would be the erosion and sediment control plan, which I would imagine, Paul, we're gonna have to send to our town engineer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Mark wants to say about that. Yes, there's a lot of moving parts here. So there's driveways, pools, septics, two houses. There's Brown's Pond, there's wetlands, there's steep slopes. It's everything you could ask for. And so I think it should be reviewed by the engineer, by the CAC, by Dutchess County Soil and Water, DEC, and the fire department, just because it's two new residences. And we should circulate that, and declare lead agency, circulate and create an escrow, basically. I don't know, Mark, if you wanted to describe anything in general as to what you're going to be doing, or.
Absolutely. So once again, the sheet that Arlene has currently on the screen, it starts at, if you could just push it up just a little bit, Arlene. Oh, that's fine. You can leave it there. So the bottom part of the screen is the section of the common driveway that we referenced as part of the lot line alteration. Right, so it's now included there. So it's that first section until you get to a point where it splits off and goes almost due north to the residence that has the pool house, where that's due north, and then the driveway that splits and goes east will also go to the main residence. So that handles the common driveway. So the common driveway would end at that location, at that essentially T intersection. So both driveways have been designed and considered. You can see that they provide turnouts for access and for emergency vehicles, and access for obviously passenger vehicles also. The design has considered town and state erosion and sediment control standards, along with drainage improvements that are also proposed with this application on this sheet and subsequent sheets as part of the plan set included here. What you see on this specific sheet, in addition to the driveway grading, is also proposed individual water supply and sewage disposals for each one of the parcels. Application has already been made to the Dutchess County Department of Health for review and approval for both water supply and sewage disposal for the two proposed structures on each of the lots. In addition, on the following sheets, Arlene, if you could maybe go to the next sheet.
This one? This one?
It's
Yeah.
the second sheet,
This-
sheet two of 5, please.
This looks
Okay.
complicated.
That's the last sheet while you have it up. Those are just details for Dutchess County Department of Health details. If you go to sheet 2, Arlene, yeah, that's sheet 5. That's just details.
That's the erosion sediment control.
So what number is that?
3 of 5.
So we're here. This is sheet.
Two.
That's sheet 1. There's sheet 1.
This was sheet 1? It says sheet 2.
That's sheet 1. No, that's a separate sheet. I had it separate. I had the lot line alteration plan separate.
That's great, thank you.
Yeah.
This
that
one?
sheet.
It's the erosion sediment control plan. I believe it is 2 of 5.
No, I think you only sent it to me, Seth. Seth, you sent it as one. This one with the lot line. Sheet C, the 6 pages, a sheet, 6 sets.
Yep, it's you were if you can scroll back up, it was 2 of 5 was the sheet number.
So sheet 2 of 5
All right, okay.
is
the next one.
is driveway erosion and sediment control.
That's
This
it
one,
right there. That's
Sheet
perfect.
2 of 5.
Yep.
Hold on, just trying to enlarge.
So,
Thank you.
yes, that's fine. So, yeah, so that shows the, erosion and sediment control plan for construction of the driveways and the improvements associated with the 2 residences. And then, Arlene, if you go to the next sheet, which is sheet 3 of 5.
3 of 5. You want 3 of 5, right?
Right, sheet 3 of 5, that's sheet 2 of 5.
It
That's
says
there.
3 of 5.
That's 3 of 5 of the PDF, so it would be 4, remember we said 6 sheets. The first sheet.
Okay, so it's the next one. All right,
Correct,
gotcha.
there you go. So sheet 3 of 5 of this set is plan and profiles for both of the driveways.
This is the one you
Right.
want.
Yes, please. Right, so so there are road sections that are shown for this part of the application. Now you've gone to, that's the next sheet, Arlene, right? So now you're on sheet 4 of 5, which shows the water supply and sewage disposal along with stormwater management and stormwater drainage structures for the application. And then the final sheet of this plan set are just details related to Dutchess County Department of Health requirements for individual water supply and sewage disposal.
Okay. Mark, you realize that we're not going to be able to do anything until we get advice from our town engineer on this. And
Yes,
so I think, Paul, we need a resolution that will, who we're going to send this to. And we're probably going to need, I don't know, $2,000 for this. I don't know how long this is going to take, how complicated it is.
Yeah.
Art,
Yeah.
in July of last year, July 22nd, 2020, Submission included a $3,000 check for escrow and $275 for site plan review.
Yeah, we have an escrow. The town engineer already looked at this initially, Art. So we still have an
Okay.
escrow for the town engineer.
Great.
We don't, okay,
Then
okay, good.
Good, so we're all,
I'll do the resolution and the only question I would have is whether steep slope permit would be needed in all of this. I can't tell from looking at the plans, but he can tell us, I guess. So I'll read the resolution. Whereas the Town of Clinton Planning Board has received an application for approval of a soil erosion and sediment control plan pursuant to section 250-71 of the zoning law on behalf of Jeremy Lack and Rachel Winokur, pertaining to the construction of a proposed common driveway, residential structures, pool, sewage disposal systems, and related improvements on 2 parcels located on Coyote Ridge Road in the town of Clinton, as depicted on an overall site development plan and attachments dated. I have January 4, 2021, if that's the most recent.
No,
Mark.
the
Is that right?
plans, no, the plan.
Yeah.
It's this date on this.
Yeah, so it's the latest revision date. is
It's the one,
Fifth.
today,
What is the date?
It is July 14th, 2020, last revised.
February 25th, 2021.
Okay. Okay, sorry all. Yeah, as revised, February 25th, 2021, prepared by Mark Graminsky. And whereas the subject parcels are identified as tax parcel numbers 662090 and 625-110 and are located in the AR5 zoning district, and whereas a short form EAF Part 1 has been received, and whereas all applicable fees have been paid, and whereas the planning board has determined the proposed project is an unlisted action and that an uncoordinated review of the action will be undertaken. Now, therefore, it be it resolved, the planning board determines the application is sufficient for purposes of commencing selection of lead agency pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617. Be it further resolved, the planning board hereby declares its intent to assume the role of lead agency for this unlisted uncoordinated action pursuant to Article 8 of the Environmental Conservation Law and Sections 617, 6, 2, and 3 of 6 NYCRR Part 617, and directs that a copy of the short form EAF Part 1, the application, and related documents be sent to the following interested agencies: New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, Dutchess County Soil and Water Conservation District, Town of Clinton Conservation Advisory Council, and West Clinton Fire District. And be it further resolved that the application shall be referred to the town engineer for review and comments, and apparently we don't need the escrow, so I'll take that out, and that's it.
okay. Discussion? Did you mention the highway department? Do we need the highway
I said,
department?
well, they're going to look at the I can put them in. They're approving the driveway location and configuration, but if you want them in this too, I'm happy to do that.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Paul, how many agencies? Because I'm gonna need more maps from Mark for the circulation, for the secret.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So Mark, give me 6, including a new one for the town engineer.
All
Very
right.
good.
Actually, and 7 for the town attorney for the driveway.
Okay, we have a second. We have discussion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Art, aye.
Very nice.
Sarah, I.
Jack, I.
All right.
Opposed? So moved. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Thanks, Mark.
Mark,
Thank you.
Mark,
Yes.
I think this will take, I think we want to give people enough time to review all this.
Okay.
So is time of the, I mean, is it skipping to the April meeting with that? The
No,
first
I
April
don't
meeting?
think so, Paul, because we're still, we'd like to, we're in front of the health department also. So I think if we go to the April meeting, that's fine.
I mean, the second April meeting, sorry. Yeah.
Do we need a public hearing?
I don't think, I mean, the board can decide when we get the comments, if you
Yeah.
know.
Okay,
So Arlene, the second April meeting, okay?
yeah. Yeah, this is gonna take a
Don't you wanna?
We gotta give
wait?
people time to comment.
second meeting, Arlene, because people are gonna need to review this.
What about the town engineer?
That's what I'm, yeah, to give him a full month and
Full month,
CAC,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mark.
Just confirm, what's the date of that second April meeting?
Be the third Tuesday of the month.
So that's
April,
That's April 20th?
yes, the 20th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
okay,
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you,
all
Paul.
right. Okay, we have one more thing, two more things. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes? I hear a lot of enthusiasm here.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second,
Okay, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All aye. Okay, so moved. Okay, I don't think you were around, Jack. And I'm not sure Sarah was here, but we have a new member. It's Katrina Maxinova, better known as Kat. She joined us tonight, so I told everybody you have to be nice to her at least for 2 meetings, okay, Jack?
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, and nice job on that Lipton thing, Sarah.
Oh, that was a lot of Paul. Thank you,
Yeah,
Paul.
that
No,
really
Sarah.
was. Nice job with that.
Here's a
Sarah.
question. That used to be a farm, so that's why they have a lot of structures, but now it's not a farm anymore. I mean, that's also like a good question. What do they do with all the structures? You know what I'm saying?
They took
They're-
them out.
they're-
No, I know, but if, let's say not just for them, for other properties. Let's say the property changed in hands and they were under the Ag and Markets ruling going back, but now the new owner is not a farm. Do you ask them to take down all the structures? You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
that's I think that's a question for the zoning administrator. And if, I believe they're allowed to keep the buildings, but I wouldn't bet the ranch on that, but I think that's for him to decide. Okay, is Dean in the waiting room? Dean Michael?
No, Dean.
No, Dean, okay,
Jack, your phone is still on the other side there. It's
okay.
still
Well,
behind the meeting.
Dean Michael is our Dean Michael is our liaison from the town board. So he usually comes in to a meeting and lets us know what's going on in the town. Does anybody else have anything, any words of wisdom? Otherwise, we can go into another room.
So I'm just clarifying, I don't need to write any comments up or anything regarding Lipton, correct?
No,
Okay, good.
no, you're all set, Sarah. And again, that was a good job. Really good.
That was a nice detailed visit you gave, Sarah.
A
Nice
detailed visit.
presentation.
Okay,
Sarah, yes,
All right.
thank you, Arlene.
okay. Jerry, do your job.
I just said motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, everybody aye, okay.